Welcome back to the Coins Information HD channel, coin collectors and history enthusiasts. Today we are going to take an in-depth look at a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance but carries an extraordinary story, the 1965 no-mint Mark Roosevelt dime. This coin represents a fascinating moment in American numismatic history, marking a significant transition in U.S. coinage that collectors and investors still pay attention to more than 60 years later. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt shortly after his passing, and it quickly became one of the most iconic coins in circulation. Its design was created by John R. Sinek, featuring a dignified portrait of Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch flanked by olive and oak branches on the reverse. The torch symbolizes liberty, while the olive branch represents peace and the oak branch signifies strength. This coin is both a tribute to Roosevelt's legacy and a reflection of the values that he stood for during his presidency. The 1965 Roosevelt dime, however, is historically significant for reasons that extend far beyond its design. Up until 1964, Roosevelt dimes were struck in 90% silver and 10% copper. The rising price of silver in the early 1960s made it increasingly expensive for the United States Mint to produce coins with precious metal content, especially for everyday circulation. To address this issue, the Mint transitioned to a clad composition in 1965, consisting of a copper core bonded with a copper-nickel outer layer. This change ensured that the dimes could continue to be produced in large quantities without the financial burden of using silver. Alongside this change in composition, the Mint also decided to temporarily remove mint marks from all coins between 1965 and 1967. This decision was intended to discourage hoarding and ensure that coins remained in active circulation. As a result, all 1965 Roosevelt dimes, regardless of whether they were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, carry no mint mark. This detail often confuses casual collectors, but it is simply a reflection of the Mint's policies during that transitional period. The physical specifications of the 1965 Roosevelt dime are consistent with the standard dimensions of the series. It has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, a weight of 2.268 grams, and a reeded edge. Its composition consists of a copper core with a bonded outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Unlike its predecessors, this coin contains no silver, meaning that its intrinsic metal value is relatively low. The real value of the 1965 dime comes from its condition, rarity in certain variations, and collector interest. While the coin may not be valuable for its metal content, it remains a historical artifact from a period of significant change in American coinage. Production of the 1965 Roosevelt dime was immense, with over 1.65 billion coins struck. This makes it one of the most widely produced and commonly found dimes in circulation. Despite this high mintage, collectors still value the coin for its historical significance and its role in the transition from silver to clad coinage. Most coins found in everyday circulation are ordinary and not particularly valuable, but for those with an eye for detail, there are aspects that can make certain coins stand out. Many people mistakenly believe that the absence of a mint mark automatically makes the coin rare or valuable. In truth, the no mint mark designation was standard for all 1965 dimes. Ordinary circulated coins are generally worth only face value, which is 10 cents. The real collector value emerges when the coin is in exceptional condition or displays unique characteristics such as airstrikes or specific varieties. For the average collector, a circulated 1965 Roosevelt dime is generally worth its face value or slightly more if it is in relatively good condition. Coins that have not been worn down by circulation, those that retain their original luster and display sharp details, can fetch a modest premium, often a few dollars depending on the eye appeal. Coins that are professionally graded in uncirculated condition, particularly those at MS-65 or higher, can command a range of values from around $15 to over $100. The highest grades, especially coins that exhibit remarkable eye appeal and virtually no contact marks, can be even more valuable. Condition remains the single most important factor in determining value, and even small differences in wear or luster can dramatically affect what a coin is worth in the marketplace. Beyond standard examples, there are special varieties that collectors watch for closely. One of the most sought-after variations is the full bands or full torch bands dime. On these coins, the horizontal bands across the torch on the reverse side are fully separated and distinct. Coins that display this feature in high-grade condition are highly desirable and can command a premium over ordinary examples. Additionally, there are rare era coins from 1965 that are incredibly valuable. These can include coins that were struck off-center, double-struck, or produced on incorrect planchets. The rarity of these errors, combined with their uniqueness, makes them particularly appealing to collectors who seek something beyond a standard coin. Perhaps the most remarkable and rare instances involve transitional silver strikes. A tiny number of 1,965 dimes were struck on leftover 90% silver planchets from the 1964 production run. These coins are extraordinarily rare and highly sought after by collectors. They can sometimes achieve values in the tens of thousands of dollars or more, depending on condition, authentication, and market demand. Detecting such coins requires careful attention to weight and composition, as they differ from the standard clad dimes by being slightly heavier and containing actual silver content. Coins of this type are often authenticated by professional grading services to ensure that they are genuine, as the market places a significant premium on verified examples. Grading plays a critical role in the value of any 1965 Roosevelt dime. Coins that are professionally graded by recognized services gain a certification of their authenticity and condition, which can greatly enhance their market value. Even a coin that may appear ordinary at first glance can become valuable if it is high grade, displays exceptional characteristics, or is part of a rare variety. For collectors, inspecting coins carefully and considering grading for uncirculated or unique specimens is an important step in building a valuable collection. The 1965 Roosevelt dime is more than just a piece of currency. It is a tangible connection to an important historical moment. It reflects the economic pressures of the 1960s, the transition away from silver, and the U.S. Mint's efforts to maintain circulation during a period of uncertainty. For collectors, it is a coin that tells a story, offering insight into the changes that shaped modern American coinage. Whether encountered in pocket change or in a carefully curated collection, it is a coin that demands a closer look. The 1965 no-mint mark Roosevelt dime is a fascinating combination of history, rarity, and potential value. While most coins are common and worth only face value, coins in pristine condition, rare varieties, era coins, or transitional silver examples can attract significant collector interest and strong prices in 2026. Every coin has a story to tell, and this dime, despite its simplicity, represents a pivotal moment in American monetary history. Next time you come across a 1965 Roosevelt dime, take a moment to examine it closely. You may be holding more than a 10-cent coin. You could be holding a piece of history, a potential collector's item, or even a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to keep up with our deep dives into coins, their history, and their value. Happy hunting, and may every coin in your collection have a story to tell.